Good evening, class. I'd like to congratulate all of you on succeeding in week 1. I wanted to post a video that wraps up what happened in our course this first week. This week, we have over 2,400 students active in the course. So like I said before, you're not alone. We've been in Coursera and on social media. We've got groups of students joining us from all over the globe, as I'm sure you've already noticed. We have a group of 15 teachers in Iceland taking the course together. We have a group in Indonesia known as the ID Courserians joining us. There's no shortage of teachers and administrators from all over the United States. We have representation from South Africa, the Canary Islands, Brazil, China, Australia, Trinidad, and beyond. Each of you bring value to this course and the discussions because each of you share a unique perspective shaped by your own experiences, your school systems, and your cultures. As you recall, we started this week with a pre-assessment. Most of you understood that there's value in taking a pre-assessment. I wanted you to be honest, so the score you got will not be calculated as a component of your grade. I didn't expect many to score high on this pre-assessment, simply for the fact that if you scored very well, it indicated that maybe this course was too simplistic for you. If you scored in the low or medium range, then you're in the right class. Either way, please don't be discouraged. You'll see the same exact assessment in modules 4 and then again in 8. So that way you'll be able to check on your progress. Some people asked why there were so many questions in the pre-assessment. And I'm sure that many of you already figured this out. But the pre-assessment was taken straight from one of your readings, INA calls Standards for Quality Online Teaching. These are the standards that many online schools use to judge teacher quality, so it's an obvious fit for this course. You can read through these standards and reassess yourself at any time. In one of our discussion forums, in fact, classmate Michael Friedman had a suggestion for helping us better analyze our skills. He suggested that it would be great if we could categorize the 63 questions into general areas of skill, like pedagogical content, technological skills, or legal knowledge. Now, I wish the Coursera's LMS quizzes would let us subdivide the questions just like Mr. Friedman so intuitively suggested. However, this is a limitation of the Coursera system. Still, when you review the original standards, which are linked in week 1, you'll see that they're already divided into 11 categories. However, instead of being numbered, they're listed by letters A through J. So if you didn't figure that out already, you might want to go back and see if your weaknesses or strengths lie in a particular category rather than all across all the standards. And this might help you determine what resources could help you the most. After the pre-assessment, you watched the lecture videos, and I'm glad to hear that you appreciated the time and effort that the development team put into these resources. When it came to the readings, some of you felt that there was just too much. And so I want to bring to your attention that I did try to help you prioritize your time by using terms like read carefully, skim, or optional. Okay? The quizzes are based on the lecture videos. However, your depth of learning is up to you and how much of the course readings you consume. I want to point out that this is one of the ways that we've provided differentiation. Those who still have developing skills in English literacy may focus on the videos and concentrate their reading efforts only on those listed as read carefully, while other classmates may engage in all the texts. Now let's talk about the discussion forums. The teaching team and I were really delighted to see how most of you are taking the discussion forums very seriously. The depth of discussion on these boards is impressive. These forums are very important to the quality of your learning experience. If you're giving us single sentence or just a phrase of content, it limits how your classmates can engage with you. Thoughtful responses that also pose interesting questions stir communication and make the experience richer for each of you. While you can still earn the necessary points just by simply interacting on the boards, I want each of you to get the most out of this experience. Please both respond to the discussion forum prompt and reply to at least one post by a classmate. We started this week with only 3 categories of discussion forums: elementary, middle, and high school. However, the teaching team and I heard you. We had several requests for more boards. In addition, we'll add a general interest board. This way, if you have something that could speak to all the boards, you won't need to post in each one of them. Not anymore anyways. Then anyone interested in discussing a topic without being specific to a grade level can engage in that content. Remember, at any point if you feel harassed or that anything inappropriate has taken place on the boards, you can flag the post to bring it to our attention quickly. We are a community of learners. The discussion forums are a key to the process of social learning. As instructors, we have the power, but also as a collective group of learners, you also have power to steer the conversation in a constructive and valuable direction. So once again, to be clear, I want everyone to post in each forum at least twice, once to address the prompt and at least one other time to reply to a peer. In total, there will be 10 discussion forums in this class. You just did 3 of them, so there's 7 more, and they collectively count for 20% of your grade as stated in the syllabus. I want to highlight a great post that I perceived as insightful. Vance Owens, I want to give a shout out to you. Vance posted in discussion 3 for high school this week. And if you recall, the prompt asked you to imagine how K-12 online learning trends would affect your practice and career over the next decade. Vance titled the post, "The Triumvirate Teaching Model." I thought that was clever. Vance predicts that teachers will work in teams of 3 to provide a learning experience and support to students. And I think this is insightful and resembles some of the models I'm seeing in K-12 online schools today. Vance's prediction is well supported, and he even places himself in the role of learning coach. So thank you, Vance, for your thoughtful contribution to the discussion forum. In fact, many of you had wonderful posts, and I wish I had the time to respond to each one of you individually. But I can't. However, while I can't respond to each individually, those of you on Twitter or Edmodo have had great luck in getting your questions directly to me. I've not been as successful at building community in Google+, simply because I've not used it before for much of anything. However, if that is your preferred social media, please feel free to stir some discussion and help me out. I've been able to directly answer nearly all the questions that were tweeted directly to me at Loki Vega. And I saw most of those posted using one of our course hashtags. In fact, at Meirav, M-E-I-R-A-V, and at Fatima Mikado, they have both engaged in some great discussion with me and other classmates predicting the future of technology in K-12 online learning. I was also able to provide many of you encouragement to stick with the course. I hope that all of you will join me in encouraging and helping any classmates who may reach out on social media, including Twitter, because especially if they need help or encouragement. We have 76 members in our Edmodo Professional Learning Group, and we've mostly shared introductions, but we're also engaging in a few polls for the fun of it and discussing those future interests in K-12 online learning. If you haven't joined one of our social media tools, it's not required for the class, but it is a great way to feel more connected to your peers and the teaching staff. Also, I wanted to publicly thank our guest expert this week, Dr. Monica Henson of Provost Academy of Georgia. She's responded all week to your questions about Provost Academy and her perspective as a K-12 online school leader. She and I also engaged with Dr. Michael Barber in an impromptu live chat about standards for online K-12 courses. Dr. Henson has graciously offered to continue taking your questions throughout the course. So if you have a question for her, please tweet her at Dr. Monica Henson. This upcoming week we have Angie Ofterheide, who will be our guest expert. She's a science teacher and department chair at Georgia Virtual School. You may recognize her name. She's also a member of our teaching staff for this course. So reach out to her at ChemTeacherAVA. That's ChemTCHRAVA, which is spelled out in our Week 2 instructions. In Week 2, we're going to talk about what good teaching is online. I think you'll see many similarities to good teaching in the face-to-face classroom. Remember to prioritize your time and pay attention to terms like optional and skim. This week, you have a quiz and only one discussion forum, so make it good. At this point, your friends can still join the class. However, the first quiz will be penalized at 50% for being late. But this is still plenty of points to have a good chance at earning a statement of accomplishment. I want to thank my teaching team, Jordan, Josie, and Angie, for a great first week. And I especially want to thank each of you again for joining our community. As a teacher, I am loving this experience. I genuinely enjoy engaging with you, especially on social media. So please reach out to us using one or more of those options. Have a great week 2. I'll see you. Bye.